It is still morning, Maddrift, and I must announce that the feasting death has entered the town. I repeat that the feasting death has entered Maddrift. Those of you who live within the easternmost portion of Maddrift are hereby demanded to remain in whatever rooms you are currently within and to sit or lay still so that you will make no noise. A Queen's Guard will come knocking on every home once it is safe for you to move again. As for the rest of Maddrift, you are hereby demanded to take shelter immediately. Whatever building you are in is the building you will remain in until a Queen's Guard comes to inform you otherwise. Those of you on the streets are to shelter in the nearest building rather than running for home unless you are located on the westernmost side of Maddrift and your home is within sight. I repeat, you are to shelter in place unless you are on and live in the far western side of Maddrift and your home is within sight. Those of you who can now see your fellow citizens running for cover on the western half of Maddrift, I implore you to open your doors and allow them to shelter with you. Everyone on the eastern side of Maddrift is to stay exactly where you are. If you are outside in eastern Maddrift, the chances that you can still hear me are nearly non-existent, but if you can, remain exactly where you are. Hide behind a corner of a building or under one if possible. Do not move more than 5 feet from your current position and breathe very slowly. I wish you luck. Maddrift values you for your sacrifice in this time if it must be made. Once it is safe to move again, a Queen's Guard will find you. Please do not make assumptions based on what you can hear. Do not move. There will be more announcements as information comes to me through the enchanters monitoring the situation and Extinction Keeper allows. Stay safe, Maddrift. Do not go outside.
Keep going outside as you do. I understand the reason for it, but it's not... Yes, hello, I can hear you. Oh, I've turned on the sending stone for the narration. How do I reply to you without turning on the entire system? It is now evening, Maddrift, and the feasting death continues its course through the town. The enchanters cannot detect any life in the lower eastern part of Maddrift, and the abomination is still creeping further into our town. Everyone is still required to remain in whatever room or position they are currently in. Please know that none of us are comfortable. We are all sore and tired and afraid, but our quiet cooperation is what will keep the majority of us alive. For obvious reasons, there will be no narration this evening. Stay safe, Maddrift. Remain where you are.
I said this to you, but you're not entirely pleasant to have conversation with. That's exactly why. This is exactly why. When you don't feel like there's anything worth saying, you say nothing, and it's rather unnerving, considering that.
It is now light rise, Maddrift, and the feasting death is creeping back towards the wilds. Do not go outside yet. Do not sigh in relief. Do not do anything other than what you have been doing, which should be sheltering in place and not moving. If everything goes well, my next announcement will be to tell you it is safe to return to your lives.
I can already imagine someone believing that this is, I don't know, some sort of conspiracy because of the town judge elections being held. It's ridiculous. Nobody can control the feasting death. We've tried. Of course we've tried. You look rather perturbed by that. You know how wonderful it would be if we could control that abnormality. You know how many judges have been lost to that endeavor. It's not something I want to try again. And no, but again, I don't mean that I have personally ever tried, but I have lived here my entire life and I have seen 3 failed attempts. Why is this glowing?
The feasting death has left Maddrift. It is a safe distance away, several hours outside of our eastern edges, and slowed into a stasis under the heat of our dim light. You may now leave your homes and places of shelter. I repeat, the feasting death has left Maddrift. You may now resume your lives. All of the Queen's Guard are out patrolling to knock on doors and find survivors and gather what may remain of the deceased. If you cannot find someone, please make a post on the Dove board. It is vital that everyone check in with someone so that we may accurately form a count of who we have lost. If you are in need of guardianship, please inform a Queen's Guard and they will see you somewhere safe until we have the information required for us to recover from this incident. Thank you all for your cooperation, Maddrift. There will be no announcement after lightset this evening for obvious reasons. I am extremely grateful to all of you for your cooperation and terribly sorry for all of you who will soon realize you have suffered a loss. Have a safe rest of your day, Maddrift.